Hey guys, once this loads, we did something dumb. We made a programming language. So we'll see if it holds up and keeps your attention for a while. And I'm going to try and code live real time and just show you the gist of what it looks like. So Rajiv, thank you. All right, our language is called BAML. It's designed to help you build AI apps way faster, way more reliably than anything else that exists out there. I'll show you how it works. You're in VSCode, you're writing your prompts. Can you guys see this? Okay.
Zoom in.
I'll zoom in right there. Here's how it works. You write your prompts. Your prompts use a client, they have parameters, they have a return type. Your type systems are described right over here, like you would in any other language. Then you go ahead and once you write your prompts, what do you do when you make a website? When I make a website, I open the browser and I look at it. If you can't see the website, you can't really code and make a front end. We think the same is true with AI models. You can open the prompt and look at it. You can look at it and see exactly what it's doing. You can see the tokens that are being used, and you can see the raw web requests that we're actually making under the hood, so there's no debugging necessary. And I call this OpenAI fallback, but guess what? I'm using Anthropic. It's a misnomer. It's because this thing is actually using Haiku, and then if that fails, it's going to use GPT-4o. But if I wanted to know that better, what can I do? I can actually see exactly what I'm doing. It's not just using Haiku, it's using Haiku with a delay, and every debugging tool is built into this. Visualization is key for building AI apps. If you can't visualize your pipelines, you can't do them. Now the next part you'll notice is this parameter, where does it come from? It's actually a test. As I update this, notice that this changes. It's all real time, just like a website. It's a hot reload loop for your development flow. But it gets a little bit nicer. You can actually run your tests right here. When you run your test, it changes the way it works. And oh, look, so 2 things failed. Why? Because I wrote some asserts. My name isn't Vaibhav, it's Vaibhav. I'll fix it. The latency, turns out Haiku's kind of slow. Let's fix my expectation so it's less than 5 seconds. I can rerun my test, and everything passes. Now I want you to notice something unique about this. What the model spit out is not exactly my resume data type. It actually has no quotes. This is not JSON parsable. We're getting something JSON parsable. That's because we have our own algorithm that runs locally without any LLMs in real time. What that really means is your output tokens from 256, I'm gonna get rid of this part of this prompt. Watch how many more output tokens it takes. Oh, it just didn't output as much information. It just didn't give me a reason to hire. Give me a second, I'll comment this one out. No, watch again. My output tokens are 152. Oops. We'll run it again, 152 tokens, 126. Free win, no loss of accuracy. Now you're wondering, how do I actually use this? Because this BAML bullshit doesn't matter if I can't plug it into my code base. BAML works with every programming language in the world that you want to plug into. That means if you have a Python app, TypeScript app, Ruby app, Java app, whatever you want, you can plug it in. All you do is you do b.extract resume, and it will just autocomplete all the way down. Resume equals b.extract resume, and you notice it's actually auto-completing. Resume.experiences. Experiences is going to be a data model. It's a list of experiences. I'm going to go up here and change experience to be a list of strings. In BAML, my Python code is going to be a list of strings. It's completely sync. It's like you're writing in the same language. I'll pause. We got a lot more features, but that's all I can cover in this brief time.
Awesome. Questions? Questions? Yeah.
So how is distinct the part that does the JSON structuring, the part that BAML does?
Yeah, I'll show you. It does a couple of things, but the first thing that got us our first few initial users is actually the fact that we benchmark this against a lot of benchmarks. BAML with GPT-3.5 is about 90% accuracy. GPT-4o without BAML is 91% or 88%, depending on what version you're using. BAML with GPT-3.5 is better than GPT-4o with structured outputs. We run a bunch of heuristics, and I'll show you why. OpenAI with structured outputs, all it does is limit what data model is spitting out. Imagine that you built a system to extract resumes, and the user uploads a receipt. There is no valid resume that exists for that receipt. What you should do in that case is throw an error, not produce a JSON that looks like the resume. We can catch those errors. That's a lot of the reasons why we're both more accurate and faster.
Awesome.
It's open source, by the way. You can look at the code. It's all written in Rust. It's pretty fast.
Is that JSON parser, is that probabilistic, or is this like a rules-based engine that you guys built?
It's a giant rules-based engine. My background is algorithm design.
That is insane.
Yeah, so we're state of the art. It took about 8 months to build that
Yeah, I
algorithm.
was gonna say, that's insane.
Awesome. I think that's all we have for time.
Thanks, guys.
Give it up for Boundary.